Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining us for the first time on this channel, my name is Zion. So on this episode, I'm going to be talking about health, nutrition, and rest. Guys, these things I just mentioned, they are like very important topics because if you go into the Nigerian law school with the mind of, with how you take care of your health before going into the Nigerian law school, I don't think it's going to be enough because you need to like put in extra effort at really catering for yourself. And guys, I understand that when you get into the Nigerian law school, like from day one, it's going to get busy. You won't even if you want to take care of your health, you're not going to get that time to really, pay much attention to your health. And I'm making this video because I don't want you to learn the hard way. I want to tell you the things I've experienced so you don't have to experience them. So guys, first off, when going into the Nigerian law school, you have to really have this mindset that yes, you're going to be stressed. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. I'm not going to also put fear in your mind. But the truth, that's just the truth. You're going to be stressed. And guys, our body operates on energy. So if you're not, if you're taking out energy from your body and you're not, retaining the energy or returning that energy or replenishing yourself with that energy, there's no way you know break down. So I'm making this video for someone out there to avoid them breaking down. Because guys, I'm not may the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. But to be honest, we have lost people in the Nigerian law school. Even during my set, we lost people. And most of the even if some of the causes of the deaths that we experience in Nigerian law school might be underlying illness, but we can also undermine the fact that some of these deaths could have been prevented. So, first off, when going into the Nigerian law school, you have to have the mindset that your health is the number one priority. Because at the end of the day, someone who is not healthy, someone who is not in a good state of mind, cannot operate fully, cannot function properly at the Nigerian law school. So, your health has to be at the A game properly. So, speaking about I'm going to be talking about three things in this video. I'm going to be talking about your health, I'm going to be talking about nutrition, and I'm going to be talking about rest. Now, speaking about your health, if you have an underlying illness before going to the Nigerian law school, you want to make sure you are taking all your drugs, all your medication that you usually take at home. You want to make sure you get it in bulk when going to the Nigerian law school, because guys, as relating to like um posting people at campuses in Nigerian law school, you might get posted to where you don't expect. In fact, there is a high chance that you get posted to where you don't expect. In my own case, I wanted to get posted to the Lagos and Abuja law school. Abuja was my first choice. Lagos was my second choice. But at the end of the day, I found myself in Bayelsa State, a state I have never been to. So first of all, you want to make sure that you take all your medications to law school, because when you get posted to some of those areas, you might not get access to the drugs, you might not get access to the medical care you usually get at home. And now, if you don't have any underlying illness, you want to make sure that you take the basic things you need, like malaria drugs, antibiotics, cough syrup. You want to make sure you have those, basic drugs that even if you fall ill, you can easily take, because you don't want to be stranded and, bedridden, because there is always back to back activity in the Nigerian law school. And even in my campus, we were having lectures from Monday to Saturday, so nothing could have prepared us for that fact that we'll be having lectures from Monday to Saturday. We're supposed to be having lectures Monday to Friday, but adding one more day, we only had one day of rest. And even that Sunday was not really a day of rest, because if you've been to Nigeria also, you understand what I'm saying. That Sunday, you're always trying to do task. You always, by the way, you get to understand what task means when you get into the Nigerian law school. It's like a bunch of activities you're given to prepare for the next class. So you're busy preparing for that. So there is no really time for rest. So you want to make sure that you have those, basic medicine. Now, I don't want to. I'm not a pharmacist. I'm not doing anything medical related. So I'm not going to be prescribing the drugs you need. But you want to make sure you have malaria drugs. You want to make sure you have antibiotics. You want to make sure you have cough syrup. You want to make sure you have cough medicine, because sometimes the weather gets, cold, and then you catch a flu. I remember in my campus there was a time everybody was just having kata. So imagine that there were situations that you were not able to get access to drugs. And guys, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Yeah, the medical system is not bad, but at the end of the day, it's not. You know how Nigerian medical systems are generally. So don't want to be caught up, bedridden and unable to attend lectures. That's one. And another thing is that do your best to protect yourself, because something rampant about Nigerian law school is mosquito. If you're someone that easily gets malaria, you want to make sure you're protecting yourself, wearing protective clothing, and even avoiding areas where there are mosquitoes. There was a point I used to read in the library like almost every day, but I had to stop. You know why? Not because I got tired, but because the mosquitoes in the library were crazy. Guys, I'm not even joking. These mosquitoes penetrate your clothes. If you went to Bielsa campus, you relate to what I'm saying. So you want to also make sure you're protecting yourself properly and taking your health seriously. And guys, don't leave anything to chance. Yes, this is also very important. If you're feeling some type of way, don't strong it. You don't act strong in the Nigerian law school. If you're feeling some type of way, go to the clinic, treat it, get it done as soon as possible. You don't want to wait till you're bedridden before you start treating the illness. And if you're feeling anything, please always call home. Don't feel, I'm not saying you should be disturbing your parents all the time, but if there is like a sickness that you've taken drugs, the healthcare has attended to you, and it's not getting any better, please call home. Because at the end of the day, you want to make sure that if you don't get, if there is no good access to a healthcare center in the campus you're posted to, if it's possible, you can easily go home and get yourself treated. It's better than, just struggling and struggling and struggling until the unexpected happens. So, yes, don't take chances. Another thing I'm going to be talking about is rest. Guys, don't undermine the importance of resting properly in law school. Now, I'm going to talk about my experience. Guys, when I go into law school, like from the very first day we started lectures, right? I was reading. Like, I kept reading and reading because of what people had told me about, oh, law school, you have to keep reading, you have to read from day one. If you want to really beat your knowledge of the syllabus, you have to read tirelessly. Even though I didn't understand most of the things I was reading, I just kept reading. Now, I'm not saying reading is bad, but listen, this was something I was doing. With reading, I was only sleeping for 3 hours in a day. Like out of 24 hours, I was only sleeping for 3 hours. Like imagine how terrible that is, guys. Like most of the time I would wake up with like a banging head. Like my head would be banging as if they are drumming inside my head. And I thought that this was helpful. I thought I was helping myself, but little did I know that I was harming myself. Now, when I read and read and read, I will still forget everything I've read because I was not getting enough sleep. Guys, you can Google this thing I'm about to say. Your brain actually retains knowledge when you are asleep. Yes, you've actually read and all that, but if you're not getting enough sleep, it is very, very dangerous and harmful to your health. And guys, see, the thing about that is if you don't get enough sleep, the next day there's no way you're going to function properly. And you have to rely on stimulants to actually stay active during the day. I'm going to talk about stimulants in the next topic in this video. Now, guys, why should you rest well? By the time you sleep for just 3 hours, take me for an example. By the time I slept for 3 hours, I wake up like with an headache. The moment I wake up, freshen up and take coffee, I'm feeling great. And then I go into class to, retain knowledge. So the gist is just that accumulating knowledge without getting proper sleep is going to jeopardize your health in a very bad way that you won't know. See, guys, I'm not trying to scare you off about this experience, but see, there are just some tips that if people are talking about it, you're not going to understand until you experience it. So I don't want you to experience these things. That's what I'm telling you now. It is very, very important. See, if you're in the Nigerian law school, the minimum amount of hours you should sleep in a day is 6 hours. So the moment you are going below 6 hours, just know that you're doing something wrong. So you want to make sure that you're sleeping properly, you're getting enough rest. And guys, rest is not just about sleeping sometimes. Sometimes during the day, you need to actually, even if you don't sleep, you need to let your brain rest. Because guys, see, most of the things we do in law school is brain work. So your brain is constantly thinking, retaining knowledge, reading. See, you need to give it a rest. Imagine learning from 9 a.m. to like 2 p.m. That's about 5 to 6 hours. And then straight up, you go to the library to start reading. If you don't get to sleep during the day, try to rest your brain. You can just close your eyes and meditate. You can just do anything apart from academics. And maybe later you can now continue to read. But you see, stressing your brain, overstretching your brain is not doing you any good at all. You don't want to break down in the exam hall when your mates are writing the exam just because you didn't sleep properly. And guys, see, there is nobody that's going to be dragging you in law school that, oh, do this, do this, do this. You can only say, rest well now. But see, if you don't make the conscious efforts to actually take good care of yourself, you're going to be on your own. So you want to make sure that you're operating at your optimal best every day of law school. And for you to do that, you need enough rest, at least 6 hours of rest in a day. Now, the next thing I'm going to talk about is nutrition, the things you put into your system. See, guys, you have to be very, very careful of the things you put into your system during your program at the law school. First of all, I'm going to talk about, eating. You want to make sure that you're eating 3 square meals in law school in a day, at least. But now, I understand that not everybody can afford that, but make sure you're eating twice a day at least, because you want to make sure that you're eating well, you're feeding your brain properly, and your brain is actually strong enough to like retain the knowledge. And guys, on the other hand, you want to be very careful of what you put into your system. See, it is very important that you avoid stimulants in law school. Let me say that again. It is very, very important that you avoid stimulants, because see, it might look good at first, but in the long run, it's jeopardizing your health. When I go into law school, for the fact that I was reading every day, even though nobody sent me on that work, oh, law school is not that hard. That's just the truth. But the fact that I was doing all those marathon reading and I was not getting enough sleep, I had to rely on stimulants the next day to like survive. And I had to rely on coffee. And guys, the type of coffee me I even take, without sugar, without milk, without honey, nothing, nothing, just raw sugar. And sorry, just raw coffee. So I would take a shot of that like on empty stomach, guys. It was really terrible. What I was doing to myself was not fair. Even me, I knew it. But what that did to me in the long run was that it would make me forget the things I read. Yes, I would stay awake, but at the point I had insomnia, I could not sleep. And upon returning home for externship, I felt sick, like back to back sickness, not just in one time. So you want to make sure that first of all, apart from avoiding stimulants like coffee, like alcohol, like um like cigarettes, like energy drinks. You see the energy drinks, please guys, avoid it. Avoid anything energy drinks, because it feels good at first, but in the long run so show you shaggy. So please avoid stimulants as much as you can in law school. You don't have to rely on these things if you're actually taking good care of your health and you're eating well and resting well. You won't have any need for stimulants. So another thing I want to talk about, guys, is breakfast. See, I understand that some people say that, oh, their stomach does not open in the morning. Of course, it means that they don't have the appetite to eat in the morning. And the fact that the time for lecture starts early, it is hard sometimes to get vendors that actually um don't cook it by that time. And the fact that we are not allowed to cook in law, we might take a toll on achieving that. But the thing is just that sometimes, even if it's just snacks, take it, put something in your stomach, because by the time you're going to class on empty stomach, you might not get to eat till like noon. Take a lot of water and stay hydrated. It is very important. Take fruits, take vitamins, supplements. Just take good care of yourself, guys. See, if you can really take good care of yourself, take good care of your health, your nutrition, and rest well in law school, you've solved 50% of your problem, because you'll be at your optimal best. You'll be able to function properly and do other things properly. But the moment your health is in jeopardy, you will not do as much as you're supposed to do. So guys, I hope these tips have been of help to someone out there. If you're an aspirant to the bar and there's anything you'd like me to talk about, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. And if you've gone through the Nigerian law school, if you've passed through the bar as well, and you have any tips, any advice that you might want to share, please let us know in the comment section. Don't forget to share this video to someone that might need this. And of course, look forward to the next video by turning on your post notifications, so when I drop the next video, you'll get notified. And with that, we've come to the end of this video. Don't forget to follow me on all social. That's my handle on the screen. And with that, I'll see you in my next video. Bye.